In this video, I'm going to talk about my top 5 cryptocurrency projects. Now, to be clear, this is not financial advice. I know that's what everyone says when you watch crypto videos, but definitely don't take advice from me. My wallet has done what most have done and gone into steep decline as of late. But I have been in the crypto space for about 5 years. I continue to learn a lot, and I'm going to talk about why these projects are my top 5 projects and why I believe in them long term and not just as a short term grab. If we haven't met yet, I'm Nils Smith. This is my YouTube channel where I typically talk about social media. I've been a Web 2 guy, but I am transitioning into Web 3, talking about metaverse, blockchain, cryptocurrency, NFTs. And today I'm talking about cryptocurrency, and I'm talking about my top 5 favorite crypto projects. Now, I have been into cryptocurrency for the past 5 years or so, learned a lot, lost a lot, and won on a few things, and probably didn't cash out as fast as I should have on a few things. But I want to share a few projects that I've gotten to know through the years and why I'm investing in these projects for the long term. At least 4 of them, I would say that I'm invested into for the long term, and I'll explain more. So let's get started. Number 5, the one we all know and love, Bitcoin. I am invested in Bitcoin. I would say, though, I don't have a huge investment in Bitcoin. Honestly, I get bored in Bitcoin a little bit because it has already had such a run, and I do believe it's going to be a long-term winner. But I think it's always going to be that kind of steady decline. And so while it feels a little all over the place for traditional investors in the crypto world, I love high risk. I love finding new cutting-edge technologies, and I think Bitcoin has already had the biggest run that it's going to have from a quick growth standpoint. But long term, I'm betting on Bitcoin. I plan on holding some Bitcoin always and continuing to build my Bitcoin collection, I guess you could call it. And so Bitcoin is my number 5. Number 4 is Ethereum. Like Bitcoin, it's the second most popular cryptocurrency, and Ethereum is probably what I have used the most because Ethereum has the most utility from my perspective. Most of the NFTs are built on the back of Ethereum and the Ethereum blockchain. A lot of other coins are built on the Ethereum network, the Ethereum blockchain. And so Ethereum has so much functionality and utility that it's hard to imagine it failing, and it's hard to imagine it not continuing to be foundationally just the so much of what Web 3 is built on. And so I'm just a believer that Ethereum, and even though it has flaws in gas fees and just its speed, I think those things are going to be and are being worked out. And so I'm a believer in Ethereum long term. I think while there's some other unique things with Polygon and Solana that are interesting in doing some neat things, I think Ethereum is going to be the biggest winner from a functionality standpoint and a use case scenario. Okay, number 3 might be one that you don't know as much about, and that's DAG. So DAG, it's the Constellation Network, the coin connected to the Constellation Network. And this is a project that a group that I'm a part of called Cryptonaires talks about a whole lot, and that community is really passionate about. It's something that the U.S. government is using and on their defense side, and so it's a really interesting blockchain technology that's being used and integrated in a lot of different ways from a functionality standpoint. And so I feel like it's technology that I'm just beginning to understand, but it has really interesting efficiency and utility and cost effectiveness to us that I see this being an up and coming project that's going to have long-term reward to it. Already has incredible utility connected to it, and I think the adoption is going to, as more people become aware, is going to reach kind of a mass audience. So it's one that I'm betting on that hasn't yet, from my perspective, boomed. That I believe in the next couple of years but will also have a really long-term growth trajectory to it, especially with the team and the structure behind the platform. So DAG is my number 3 most significant crypto investment. Okay, number 2 might be surprising to many, and that's Vapor nodes. Vapor is something that Cryptonaires also got me into And nodes is often referred to by many people as kind of Ponzi schemes, a lot of node projects within cryptocurrency. But nodes are something that I'm really interested in. Now, functionality nodes are traditionally like a cryptocurrency miner that's helping to power the blockchain or helping to provide kind of computing power to the blockchain. But these nodes are not really that. These are, they call it nodes as a service, but it's not really providing nodes. They're more just kind of creating a collection of money that they're investing into other money and then giving you returns on that money, building kind of essentially a pool of money that they can then go and use to make more money. And that's essentially what kind of these node projects are that people are investing into. But it gives you payouts. And so you buy, a certain number of tokens, and that gives you a node. And then every day gives you, about 1% return on whatever it is that you have invested. And so theoretically, in about 100 days, you get your money back if the coin stays at the same value. I've had the coins go up a lot in value, and then I've seen them go down in the last 3 months. Like everything else, it's gone tremendously down in value. Theoretically, in order to keep these going, you have to keep getting new people involved, which is why it's considered a Ponzi scheme. But if the money is well invested, and then technology is creating other things, then essentially the whole network becomes worth more. And so theoretically, that's where it becomes a better return on investment. But when you look at something like Bitcoin that just sits there, and you're depending on the value of the coin to increase rather than the coin going to work and producing essentially like interest, is where this comes into place. It's often considered like DeFi, and so if you've heard decentralized finance, this is kind of that version of DeFi done for you, where they're going and kind of doing that investing and giving you rewards on your tokens being staked. And so Vapor nodes is basically a token and a node system that I think has a good structure to it, and something that I'm hoping will be around for a long time and will not fizzle out like a lot of the other similar projects have done. The other thing I'll add on the Vapor nodes is that's the one that I probably think, if there's one that is going to crash in the next year, it would be Vapor nodes. But they're building Vapor Chain right now in Vapor Dex, and so I'm really interested to see, with their technology innovations, with their token, with their community, with basically what they have, what that's going to create from a basically monetization standpoint for their token holders and for their node holders. So we'll see. Vapor nodes is my number 2. And on to my number 1 cryptocurrency, and this is by far my favorite. I have dug in deep, and that is Presearch. So it's PRE is the token, and Presearch is a decentralized search engine that basically you can take your Presearch tokens and use them to advertise, on their platform. You can use them to stake them and run a node to help power their token, and then they'll give you rewards in Presearch, and you actually get paid to search on Presearch. And so every search that you do, you can get about a tenth of a pre token, which is basically like a penny every time you search. But imagine getting paid every time you Googled. How much money would you have today if Google paid you? Now they are getting paid when you search because they're collecting data on you, but Presearch is now basically sharing that back with you. And so I love their structure. I love their tokenomics. And so it is a project that I very much believe in, and the way they kind of built a whole economy integrated into their project is something that I just really like, the way it's structured. And so I am deeply invested into Presearch, and believe that it is going to be probably the most withstanding and create the most return on my investment into the future. So all that said, this is not financial advice. This is my opinion and where I am putting my cryptocurrency investments based on the technology that's being built, the functionality, the use cases, and where I see opportunity. I would love to know in the comments, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of spam comments, and so don't go chase other kind of schemes that are posted in the comments. But I would love to know, are there some projects that you really believe in? So leave a legitimate comment. Don't leave a WhatsApp. Don't click on a WhatsApp or go to a WhatsApp from somebody else. But if you have some projects you're interested in, share what the token is and share why you believe in that token or that cryptocurrency and what it is about it, because I'd love to learn about new cryptocurrencies, new opportunities that are out there. So yeah, those are my top 5. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, if you would leave a like on this video, subscribe as I share other Web3 videos on this channel and talk about what I believe this future of Web3 is going to look like. I believe it's an exciting and a bright future. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you on the next episode.